and welcome back to the 6th episode of the Battle Jackets London podcast.
Yeah.
You're joined by myself, Louis Noguera, and only one other person today. It's feeling pretty lonely
I
here
know.
on the sofa.
It's weird being sat on this side of the sofa.
It is. If you're watching, you can see it's just me and Jack.
Yeah.
We've got a gap in the sofa. We had Molly last week, and yeah, it's weird, isn't
No
it?
Finn.
No Finn. He's still not here.
Still not here.
I know.
Bloody trains, but
He'll be back.
Yeah.
You better be watching this. So
he has to be watching it.
he'll have to catch up so that he knows what to talk about next week.
Exactly.
Anyway, what have we been up to? We went to Incineration Fest.
Yeah.
And it seemed like every other metalhead in the UK
Was there as well.
also went, which was pretty sick.
It's really fresh. Recording this on a Monday, went on the Saturday.
Yeah, coming out 2 weeks later.
I know.
But it was sick. So this episode we're pretty much going to be going through what bands we saw, who we met up with.
Yeah.
Just chatting about the day.
Yeah.
We had an absolute blast.
It was an amazing day.
Yeah.
It was so good.
So you wanna kick us off with how it went, Jack?
I mean, I know it was yours as well. It was the first time going.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely amazing. I mean, the fact is, all these different venues in Camden was great. Just getting to explore all around there a little bit more.
Explore going to like the wrong venue.
Going to the wrong venue, which is still your fault.
It's completely my fault. Because I live in London, I was like,
I know where we're going.
Don't worry, I know where the Roundhouse is. We left Cryptopsy early.
So we could 100% get in to see Blood Incantation.
So I was like, don't worry about it. I know where we're going.
We left Finn, who wanted to stay and watch the rest of
We didn't just
Cryptopsy.
leave him. Yeah.
He wanted to watch the rest of Cryptopsy, and then he still beat us there.
He did. Yeah, that was tough.
Meant we could get a bottle of water.
Yeah, I ended up walking to the Coco, which is another venue in Camden, just like literally the same street, just the opposite end of it. So yeah, that was my fault. It probably had something to do with all the pints people were buying us.
Oh my god.
But
yeah.
Let's go back to the start anyway.
Yeah.
So we arranged to meet Finn at Camden Town where you pick up the wristbands. The World's End.
Yeah.
But you came to mine,
Yep.
and then we went together, and we got to Camden Town Station, and we couldn't even get off the platform.
It was ridiculous.
Like the queue to get off the train, literally the main platform was just rammed.
Yeah.
All the way up the escalators up to the.
It was fun spotting all the jackets and the t-shirts throughout the crowd of people.
Was there for that.
Yeah.
And Finn sent us a message. And he was like, "Oh, I've already been recognised twice."
It's crazy.
He just stood outside Camden Town Station.
Yeah.
And people come up to me quite a lot because they recognise, me and the jacket from all the stuff that I do. But for you guys, that's pretty.
Yeah, it was weird.
Pretty fresh.
It's the first time we've been somewhere. There've been lots of people who have come up and said things, and it's just because it's the first time it's properly happened as well. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It's so cool. Loads of people coming up and saying that they watched the pod and they recognise us from the pod.
Were you saying how not that long ago, this is the kind of thing that you just go to on your own?
Yeah. Yeah, just go to gigs by myself because there's no one else that I knew well enough to go. I mean, I'd see familiar faces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But from going by myself, not really talking to anyone, to then suddenly people are like, "Oh, I know who you are." It's like, what?
Pretty cool. Isn't
It's weird, but I mean, it's great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But for people to come up to me and be like, "Oh yeah, I know who you are," when we just sit on a sofa and waffle about patches for a bit.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
It's cool.
Really
it takes
cool.
away the tough element of going up to it and approaching people and doing they have to do the hard work.
They do the hard work now.
Coming up to us. We do the hard work of sat here on the sofa.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was sick.
It was really cool.
As soon as we got out of Camden Town Station, the queue around the Underworld and the World's End to pick up the wristbands was huge.
Yeah.
And we hadn't even crossed the road to get to
Taken 10 steps out of the station
before we'd seen people that we knew or people had come up. So it was at that point I knew it was going to be a fun day.
It's going to be a really good day.
I was saying, I was as excited for seeing all the people as I was for the bands. The buzz around it and knowing that there were so many people that I knew from Instagram, here, there, or wherever, were coming to be one place. I was really, really excited about that.
Yeah.
So we picked up our wristbands.
We went to the Black Cart first. It was before the first bands.
We walked to the Dev.
They were closed.
We didn't really know what to do with ourselves because we got there so early.
Yeah.
We were there at like 12.
And the first band didn't start until about... Warbringer didn't start until about 120, 120.
So we had time to kill. So we were like, let's go to the Dev.
Get a pint.
They didn't even open until 1. So we went back to the Black Cart.
Back to the Black Cart. Had a pint. Got chatting to a few people.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Yeah.
Then we were optimistic with the queues to get into venues, I will say. Because we were like, okay, Warbringer starts in like 15 minutes. We'll head over now. Yeah. As the queue's going further and further and further up the road.
That was pretty mad.
Pretty much up until, I mean, if you know Camden, where the Spoons is, or
up to
Camden,
the
up to the bridge,
yeah,
all the way up to there from the ballroom,
and looping back on itself, there was again people all through the queue who we knew and spoke to us. It was just like, and the weather was also amazing.
It was
so like
great.
The vibes were on point.
Beers in hand, good weather, good music. It was great.
Yeah, so that was a great start. We went in and saw. We missed just the start of them, I think.
Yeah, we missed the first couple. I mean, they had a really short set. It was like 25, maybe 30 minutes at most. We missed the first couple songs. So they were really, really, they were great.
They were cool.
First time seeing Warbringer.
Yeah, it was packed as well.
Yeah, they filled it out.
Well, I'm not surprised it's first band.
Yeah, first band of the day being Warbringer is outrageous.
It was a good start. It was a good start for sure.
So I think did we stay for the whole set? We might miss.
I think we went just before
the last song. Or no, they finished the set and they were like, thank you so much. And while they were doing the bit of talking at the end, we then went back to the Black Cart to see the Tissal Rights.
We did. Who I've wanted to see for ages, and I just keep missing them. Like, so I did some patches for them. Must be near enough a year ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago.
And I got their vinyl when it came out. The album, not that long ago, and I've just missed their gigs. And so I was really, really pleased to go and see them, and I am very glad that we did.
They were amazing.
Sick.
It's the young band energy.
Yeah.
They 100%. Tore the place up.
They did, and I was right on the front. You were
we're a couple rows back.
And it was just from start to finish great. Really, really enjoyed it. The energy was, phenomenal. It was just cool. And we still had energy at that point in the day.
Still had energy. We're on second band. Yeah. So, they finished. You went to at least have a look at a tea.
Yeah, I got a tea.
You did buy a tea.
Are we into this already?
We'll show him off later.
We should know. Show him off as we go. Yeah. So you got support, especially when they're younger, small bands. So I got this tea, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Just a front print.
But a really nice front print.
A nice one.
You can't go wrong with a black and white tea.
Yeah. And the guy, Andreas, who's the one of the guitarists, who I spoke to when I was making all the patches. When I went over, he was like, "Oh, do you want to buy a patch?" I was like,
"I've got them in my office.
I've got a few left, mate." But he was really nice, and he said he wants to do some new patches soon.
That'd be cool.
He said he wants to come on the pod as well, so that's pretty cool.
Welcome.
So really, really nice, and good to grab a shirt for a band that I really like and don't have any merch for already. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
So then, while you were doing that, Finn and myself, we went downstairs, bumped into a guy on the stairs who said he watched the pod, which is a great start as well. Really cool to hear. Went outside, we were thinking about grabbing a pint, and then the bloke we were speaking to came out and was like, "Do you guys want a pint?" So, which was great.
If you're watching, cheers
to you, mate. I appreciate it. It was muchly needed.
He said it was the scaffolder money.
Scaffolder money, yes. He was happy to buy one.
So that was pretty cool. It wasn't just us and Finn. We had our other friend with us, Holly. Yep. Who's been coming to a few gigs with us lately. So
we bumped into her just before on our way to the Tissal Rights. Yeah,
that's right. She came with us to
pretty much everything on that onwards from Tissal Rights. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we sort of waited outside the Black Cart, had a drink.
Oh, it was just good vibes though, wasn't it?
Just chatting to people.
Just in that alley, not even an alleyway, that bit of street outside the front. Such nice weather.
Talking to loads of people.
Yeah, everyone was so friendly. It was really, really cool. And that was before we wanted to see
Spectral Wound, because we were thinking about going to the Dev to see Death Collector.
Yeah.
But then the Dev was absolutely, so we wouldn't have got in even if we tried.
And I wanted to see a band in every venue.
Yeah. That's the one thing I'm a little bit irritated about. Yeah, if we didn't get into the Dev.
Didn't get into the Dev at any point.
So then, we just hung about Blackheart, decided, okay, right, we'll go and see Spectral Wound next.
Yeah.
In the ballroom. And that was a disaster when we turned the corner.
Yeah, we literally the queue was from the station, but we couldn't tell whether the queue went from Camden Town Station all the way back up to the bridge or whatever. So we jumped in the queue anyway.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See what the queue's doing.
And then one of my mates, Harvey, he came up to me and was like, "Oh, it's 1 in, 1 out."
And that just killed it at that point. We're never getting in. They started in 2 minutes.
Yeah, hundreds of people in that queue. So that was really disappointing because they're one of the bands that I was really very much looking forward to seeing. Yeah. So, but they're a pretty reliable touring band.
Yeah.
So
it just means next time they come to London, we're going.
Yeah, we have to because I really don't want to miss that again. But I think you were secretly quite happy about the fact that we missed them.
No, I'm disappointed they were. My plan was to leave them early anyway to get a good spot for the next band we saw.
Yeah.
But it still sucks. We planned out on all the stage timings. It's right, they've got a green. We're going to go see them. But we're just very optimistic with how many bands we would see if we could actually get into the venues. We didn't really think about that.
Pretty naive.
I mean, it's our first time going. We now know the next time we go.
Look at us rookies.
I know. So then we went over to the Underworld. Celestial Sanctuary was up next. So of course went to see them.
We did.
So we just
weird going in there though after doing the competition.
It's the first time in there after the competition. Sunday
just
before.
Can't believe we were on that stage doing a competition. It's just bonkers.
So we went into the Underworld. Sort of hung out a bit, waited for them to start. We had probably about an hour to kill before they started.
Yeah.
So again, just chatting to people. I got some merch.
Surprise.
Of course, repping them here as well.
Yeah.
So I think.
What did you get?
We can go through that. So.
I also got one of these.
Yeah.
Which I've brought. So I'll just let Jack explain rather than me do the same thing.
So, nice simple logo on the front.
Yeah.
Big bold back print that I remember from the merch video that you did that I filmed.
Yeah.
Tom said he designed himself.
Yep.
And then the sleeves are the same as the hoodie in the previous video, previous episode rather, I should say, but red rather than green.
There was a couple of details on that shirt. If you show the front again.
Yes. Oh yeah, he did speak about them, didn't he?
I thought it was really cool that this was a new version of their logo, and it's supposed to look like a Metal Blade.
Yeah.
Because they've just signed with Metal Blade Records.
Yeah.
So that was quite a nice nod.
The blood dripping down it. There's a brain. There's an eye. Some teeth. I want to say it's some teeth. But
pretty cool.
Really, really cool.
And then on the back, they also have the Metal Blade Records too, which we were saying a couple of weeks ago now that we really like it when bands are putting labels on the merch.
Yeah, repping the record labels.
Yeah, so Metal Blade Records there.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, really nice.
I always like it. I think it's great.
So I have got the same thing.
Yeah.
But when I saw Jack this morning, he was wearing the same hoodie that I was wearing.
Yeah.
The Celestial Sanctuary one.
The green one.
So it's if we wore this and the hoodie, it's like, no,
we can't. The hoodie's too far.
Too, I don't know.
Too planned out. Yeah. So then I also picked up the short sleeve because I'm a sucker.
Yeah.
Which you're not a massive fan of the artwork. It's not massively. No, it's not your favourite, rather.
No, it's not. I just prefer the other ones they've done, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I think that is very similar to the shirt that you have on.
Which is the sort of fly head.
Maybe, the designs are obviously different. I think it's just similar colours.
It's more the colours, yeah.
But,
and then back print.
So is there anything you didn't buy from the Celestial? In terms of apparel?
Hat.
Ooh.
I didn't buy the hat, but I already own one of the hats with the white logo.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if I can justify buying a purple logo hat as well.
That would be
because I don't really wear hats unless I'm on holiday or something.
I don't think I've seen you in one.
No. So that was the Celestial merch.
Very nice.
So what happened?
Well, that was a great gig for them.
They were amazing.
Really, we were right on the front.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of moshing going on around that pole in the middle of the dance floor. We were
I think it was probably
bashed.
For me, at least me personally, so that's my 10th time seeing them live.
Right.
Which is ridiculous in itself.
Yeah.
That was the best set they've done. Yeah. I think the energy was absolutely insane.
It was great. And there was a lot of moshing, like I said.
Yeah.
But there was like some crowd killing.
There was a little bit of crowd killing going on.
Our good friend Adeo, he was in there to sort them out though.
Flexing on the wall of death. Yeah.
He was defending us as we were on the barrier.
But the underworld, she was getting thrown about. Oh my, that poor girl.
Messed up, so
that was hot. I mean, it was
grim.
20 plus degrees outside anyway. Yeah. So then in this basement,
the amount of sweat on all their instruments was just.
I mean, Matt, the guitarist, his blue tank top was a dark navy at the end of the set.
Yeah, it was pretty grim,
and it was brutal. But the bassist Jay, halfway through the set, he gave me one of the beers he brought out on stage for himself. You know, and that thing hit so nice. Yeah. You could see the condensation on the outside of the can. It was bliss.
You didn't share that one out, did you?
No, I did not. That was all for me. It lasted about a song and a half, 2 songs maybe. Yeah. But that was really cool.
During the set, or it might have been just answered. No, it was during the set, I think. Like somebody smacked me on the back and was like, "Oh, where's Jack?" I was like,
He's
down there.
You?
Who are you? What do you want with Jack? And
what's he done?
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, he's over there." But you knew him, or
is
the guy, or
so I hadn't met him in person before. So it's Blasphemy Made Patches is sort of a patch collection account on Instagram,
right. Kind of like your one.
Yeah, similar to my one.
Yeah.
So he's the one that taught me how to do all the cutouts.
Yeah.
Of the vest. We'll take a couple pictures again for you guys to see. But yeah, so then after he slapped you on the back, he slapped me on the back and was like, "You're right, mate."
Yeah.
So we had a brief like, "I'll try and catch you at some point later in the festival." And he went off to. I mean, he was bladdered by that point already.
Yeah.
So I mean, from Liverpool, so
cool.
Checks out. But no, so that was pretty cool to see him. I didn't get a chance to see him the rest of the day, but we were just running around non-stop talking to loads of people, so it's a bit of a shame. But
after that,
we took a little bit of a
before we left the venue.
Yeah,
wasn't it then that somebody else came up to me, the other distro?
Yes, so it was after the gig. So we said thanks, good show to the guys and the lads at Celestial.
Yeah.
Went back up to the bar, and then Overthrown Patches came over. Who came? From Montreal. I believe it's Montreal. I want to say.
Yeah, I just got a tap, and it was just I hadn't met him before. I didn't know what he looked like.
Yeah.
So to me, it was just a guy who'd come up, and he was holding 3 patches.
Yep.
Facing down, so I couldn't see them, and I felt like I was just starting a Pokemon game, and it was like you're either choosing fire, grass, and water. Or whatever else. I was like, I don't know.
I mean, the colours of the patches were pretty similar to that anyway.
So I was like, I don't know which one I'm going to pick. But I was like, what a great way to
introduce yourself. Pick a patch, any patch.
I was like, oh, that's a great deal. I was all over that. And then he explained who he was, and it was cool to see him. He said that he was a flight attendant and had managed to book his work around
the festival,
which is pretty
really cool.
But he was holding out 3 patches.
Yeah,
and I had first dibs.
Yeah, you did, which is only fair enough.
So I picked the. I mean, we looked up the band. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Thaniferax or something, but
with some extra syllables thrown in there.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool, really nicely made, and I look forward to checking those out.
Yeah,
and putting it on the vest. So yeah, cheers, dude.
So then I picked this one, and we picked them blind as well. That was the really fun bit. So I can't remember what their name was. Fleshborn, some along those lines. Correct me if I'm wrong, which I probably am. But so I gave this album a listen on my way up to film the pod today. Really cool, sort of technical death metal, a little bit more melodic.
Oh, nice.
Some Archspire influence. I don't know who came out first, but there's definitely if you know Archspires along the same lines. But they were really, really cool. So again, thank you, mate. Really Appreciate it.
Yeah, free patch never goes wrong.
Yeah, never complain about a free patch. It's just another band to hear for the first time.
Whilst we're on the topic of patches, we might as well say that we for the podcast fest this week, we went with a patch that we bought at Incineration.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy a patch at Incineration. I had this, like, during the Celestial set, this envelope flew over my head.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a square envelope. And it just had a question mark on it.
Oh, yeah, I remember,
it. But it landed, like, directly in front of me on the stage with the question mark facing me, as if it had been, like...
A little bit threatening.
Yeah. And I was like, I felt like I was in Squid Game, you know, when they throw the thing
Oh,
down.
yeah.
And I was like, it's probably been thrown for the band. So I didn't touch it until after the set.
Yeah.
They'd all cleared off and not taken it. So I was like, well, I need to know what's in this. So I took it.
Yeah.
Put it in my pocket. And then we went for a kebab.
Yep.
And then I remembered that it was in my pocket. Took it out. I opened it. And it was a patch. And I don't know the name of the band.
I can't remember what we looked them up, didn't we?
It's a UK black metal band. And I will figure out who they are and tag them.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought, what a cool way of getting your band out there.
It's just a shame the guys at Celestial probably didn't see it.
Yeah.
Get thrown. But
well, to be fair, I'd like to think that we're a pretty good second.
That's a pretty good second for everyone that was on the front row. At least there's a podcast.
Yeah, at least it's the guy with the podcast about patches. So, yeah, it's actually a really nicely made one. You can feel the quality. It's not.
That is
it's
really
a woven
good.
Patch.
Is it Dust Lurker?
That sounds right.
I think it's Dusk Lurker.
Dusk or Dust?
Dusk.
Dusk Lurker.
I think.
Yeah, I think I see it.
So it might
I see
be
it
right.
a lot more than I see Wolves in the Throne Room when I try and read that one. But yeah, I'm going to check those guys out. But I just thought really, really cool way of getting your band out there. Like, I've never seen anyone do anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's going to go on the podcast fest, and it also saved me a bit of cash.
Yeah,
so
there
I didn't
you
have to
go.
buy a patch. But yeah, what did you go for?
So I have a couple patches because when we were on our way to the Black Heart, when we first arrived, we bumped into Joe. Guy lives down not in Bristol, but he lives near where I live, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
But if there's a gig in Bristol, chances are he will be there. So a really, really nice guy. And I remember he messaged me before Incineration. He was like, if you ever do another shit patch challenge, he was like, this is perfect for it. So I'm going to use it as one of my Incineration patches because I think it's good fun. I mean, we all saw it when we were there.
Only briefly.
But this thing's it's a Necrogoblicon patch.
Yeah.
And it is shocking.
Wow.
Get a better look at it. So the story behind it is Joe said...
Sorry, it's not even straight.
Yeah, it's shocking.
You look at the top.
Yeah.
It's not even...
Got a loop.
I'll hold it up.
So Joe told me he saw it online.
Yeah.
And it was being sold for like £2. So he was like, I have to buy it just because it's so rubbish. The thing's like a brick. It's so thick.
Yeah, it is.
I do not actually want to attempt putting a needle through it.
Well, it is an iron-on.
Yeah.
So you could...
You could iron it on.
That's just terrible. Like, there's no detail in it
the purple
at all.
on the sides, that is the logo.
Oh my God, is it?
Yeah, so if you hold it that way, you can see the necro in the sort of the negative space.
Yeah.
But then the Goblicon bit, I cannot read to save my life. The red bit, no clue what it says.
Well, just hold it up that way if you would like to try and read it. That is terrible.
It was really bad.
But also very generous of him to do
he didn't want anything for it, you know. And
it would be offensive to ask for money for this.
I remember he said, I was like, you sure you don't want anything for it? He was like, why the hell would I want anything for it? It's rubbish.
Well, if anyone else has got some patches they'd like to donate for the podcast fest.
Which I think that could be quite fun. If there's anything people want to send in to put on it,
send
more
me
than
a
welcome
DM
to.
on Instagram. It is going to be sewn very soon.
Yeah.
I've been actually adding some patches to this jacket for the first time in a little while.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, been doing these events, going to festivals. I mean, this is obviously all fun stuff, so it's not really an excuse for why I've not done it, but it will be done.
Yeah.
It will be done.
So that's the
Very cool.
first choice for it. And the second one, I thought it'd be a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
So I bought a patch from band made by someone who's a pretty decent guy, I reckon.
Oh.
So I just thought it'd be quite funny
funny.
Just to buy one of them, the Celestial patches that you made.
That is the Soul Diminished.
So I went with the Soul Diminished one.
Yeah,
which I think is just good fun. I'm pretty sure I already brought a logo patch of theirs for the vest anyway.
You did.
But I thought we'll wrap them a couple more times on there.
That's really funny. I did do these for them. That's.
I told Finn about it when we were in the underworld, and I was like, I reckon this would be quite a good laugh. He was like, yeah, you should do it.
Oh, you kept that a secret.
Yeah,
that is funny.
One other patch that I did buy at Incineration that I decided, I won't use for the podcast fest.
Bought a nice patch
because I was like, it's kind of cool. So it's similar to the last episode where we were talking about Pumpkin's jacket, where it's all hand painted or handmade. White. So we weren't able to see this band, which is great because they played after Celestial, but we were pretty hungry. Again, the queue to get into the ballroom was looking pretty shocking. So I was like, there's no point. We'll just go and get some food. So I picked up this Black Braid patch.
Cool.
Really cool Native American black metal project, atmospheric black metal. Really cool stuff. That's nice. And I just thought, when I went up to their merch stand, I was like, because they were one of the bands top of my list to see, but we just couldn't make it work. But really, really cool. I mean, like quality-wise, it's patch, so it's the more simpler, easier to read logo of theirs, painted on. I'm going to say hand painted on.
You think? Yeah. That's a screen print.
You think it's screen print?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's got to be a screen print.
Yeah. Well, either way.
On a piece of
just
fabric.
Bit of fabric, and then it's got a couple tomahawks crossed, so it's just black and white.
Yeah.
Standard black metal sort of stuff.
No border.
No border as well, so it's fraying as well. So that needs a little work done on it. But I thought it was quite cool. So don't know what I'll use it for yet. But
it's quite big.
It's quite a big patch, isn't it? But I thought it was quite cool.
It's going to have quite a bit of retail space when you do give it.
Yeah. And then speaking of Black Braid, because didn't get to see them, I did buy a long sleeve, which I thought was quite cool. I just need to find it in the pile of t-shirts we've got.
Yeah, no Finn, no Molly, just merch.
Just merch. So I'll hold that up.
That is really nice. Oh, that's a really lovely blue.
It's a really nice colour, isn't it? And then we'll show off the back print.
Yeah.
Just got a big wall. So people that can't see. So pretty much it's got a black and white image on the front.
For all the blind people.
For all the blind people, yeah. Black and white image of the... I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I'd probably butcher it if I had it in front of me.
Very fair.
Picture of him, black and white. It's sort of crouching in a forest, so pretty black metal. He's got a wolf in front of him. It's got this sort of purpley blue logo, some tomahawks and skulls on one sleeve, their logo on another, four-sided as well, their logo on another sleeve.
Yeah, nice.
And then just a big, that same purpley blue wolf on the back. And I thought it was cool. 35 quid for the tee and the patch.
Oh, even better.
So even better.
Even better. That's cool.
So it was a pretty good little... I think we got a good little merch all there.
Yeah. So that was...
It was after
Celestial. So who else
we went to get food.
Kebab. We had a kebab with our friend Aidan.
Yeah.
From
Glasgow,
Scotland.
From Scotland.
Flew in the night before, so good to catch up.
That was really good. He was one of the first people we saw as well, actually.
Yeah, in his blood incantation shirt. He's a legend. So nice
grabbed a kebab with him. Holly was there. Apologies again. Scaffolder was there. As well. So that was a fun little group to just grab some food with.
Yeah.
Much needed food as
well.
well.
I was so hungry. I ate my kebab in record time. Yeah. Those were serious. It was like the kebab shop right next to Camden Station.
It's so good.
It's a go-to.
After a gig, it hits so nice.
Midway through, and however many gigs it was needed. And then we went to see
Cryptopsy.
Was it that already? The day went quick.
It went by really quick, because we originally planned to get to see either... Well, I wanted to see Black Braid, and Finn wanted to see Coffin Mulch.
Right.
So we didn't... ended up just getting food at the same time as they were playing, as well as Batushka in the roundhouse a little bit later. So we had quite a big slot where we just sat down and chilled for a bit.
Yeah.
Then I'm pretty certain it was Cryptopsy. Yeah, it was Cryptopsy.
Yeah. Somebody came up to you.
Yeah.
To have a little chat about the pod.
Yeah, it was I can't remember your name, so I will apologise for that. But we'd gone out into the smoking area.
Yeah.
And he just came up and was like, I watched the pod. It was really cool to see you guys. So we had a little chat with him for probably a good 15, 20 minutes before Cryptopsy came on. Went down, watched a decent amount of their set.
Yeah.
Because again, as we said earlier, we had the whole blood incantation issue walking to the roundhouse, which is not the end of the world.
That was so stupid that I walked 10 minutes in the wrong direction.
Yeah. But so then we, after Cryptopsy, went to see blood incantation.
Yeah.
Along the way to see blood incantation, your good friend Evil Dungeon Crawler was on the other side of the road.
We did. It's good to see him. I saw him the night before we went to see Inhuman Nature together, so I got to see him then.
Yeah.
He wasn't in his full, what would you call it?
Makeup.
Corpse paint.
Yeah.
Makeup. I apologise. Corpse paint. He wasn't wearing that on the Inhuman Nature gig, but he was on Incineration Fest, so it was cool to see him in all the gear, and he was hanging out with his mates. So I got a quick catch up with him.
That was nice.
And then we went in to see
blood incantation.
And where Finn and Holly were already waiting for us because they went direct and not via the Coco. We went in and we were stood right at the back.
Yeah.
But we were just worried that we weren't going to get in because of capacity.
And it's blood incantation, so many people. I mean, all the other bands that had played before, if you saw on their stories, they were there watching blood incantation.
Yeah.
Everyone was there.
Oh, I also saw that Ash, the singer from Eugenic Host, he was stood right above us.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because he's got those signature sunglasses that he wears.
Yeah.
I thought I recognised him. But
in the seated section?
In the seating section. And then I saw on his story.
Oh, wow.
He was literally above us just watching. That's
cool. Really... they were insane.
Yeah. I also just thought the sound quality was phenomenal.
It was so
crisp. You could hear everything perfectly. We were right at the back. It was just really nice and chill.
Yeah.
And,
so they played their latest album, Absolute Elsewhere, in full.
Yeah.
And that was an experience. It wasn't really at least where we were, it wasn't really a moshing sort of. It was more just sort of the visuals as well that they had behind them. It was, you were sort of immersed in the music. Really, really cool to see them live. So that's a nice one to tick off the list of bands we've seen.
Yeah.
So we stayed for the whole thing of theirs.
We did.
Started walking back down more into central Camden, and we decided, we're like, okay, are we going to see... We had to decide.
Yeah, we had options at that point, didn't we?
It was Decapitated and Bedsore.
Of which we saw neither?
We saw neither of them, because... we decided we'll go to see Bedsore because I've seen Decapitated before. Finn had seen them twice. So we're like, we'll go see Bedsore, just change it up a little bit. Got down to the black cart, walked up to the stairs, and there was a queue on the stairs, and they had already been playing for 15 minutes. So it's like, okay, we're not getting in.
Yeah.
So we
went and had a little drink.
Went and had a drink in the black cart.
Very much needed sit down.
Yeah, I was actually
tired.
Yeah, it was a wise choice, to be fair. Would have been cool to see another band, and then after that, had a drink there, popped back over to the Underworld.
We did.
To see Undergang,
which was pretty cool.
We
were a bit late to that, so we were stood at the back, not down the front, but we were chill with that.
Yeah. And
I went and grabbed a shirt.
Yeah.
I got this really nice long sleeve.
Yeah.
Which is a four-sided, long sleeve.
And I'm very jealous because I wanted one.
4-sided long sleeve, £25. £20.
Was it 20?
Yeah.
Yes, it was 20. Yeah.
Well, I think it was supposed to be more, but the guy didn't really look like he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And I handed him a £20 note,
and
I pointed at the shirt I wanted, and he gave me this shirt. But I think that I was supposed to get the short sleeve, and I only realised because they came rolled up really tightly. I only realised once I got home that it was actually the long sleeve. It's really, really nice.
Yeah,
and I thought they were really cool.
Yeah, he didn't really seem to know much of what was going on.
I think he was like, "We are the last band on." Like, he was pretty tired.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I walked up and was like, "Oh, do you have that in an XL?"
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh, in the face of, oh, for God's sake, I don't want to have to search through this box." Yeah. I mean, it saved me some cash, so you know.
Yeah, but they were really good.
They were really, really cool.
Good vibes. Whilst they were on, we stood next to Lewis Bridges, who is the bass player from Fetal Juice, who I know because he was he had to jump on bass in the Tortured Demon tour that went on in November for like the last 4 shows, and I hadn't seen him since. That was nice to
That's cool.
catch up with him. He was playing Southwest Heavy Fest. You've seen that?
I've seen it advertised.
It was the day after.
Oh, was it?
So
okay.
He was going. They were the headline.
Oh, nice.
For that, so fair play for him to be out that late and then
you got
to get to Bristol. From Bristol, like Cobblestones.
Yeah.
And, wherever that is. But yeah, it was cool to see him. We saw so many people throughout the day that we were
great.
Hanging out.
My
social battery was like...
Yeah. And then Finn had to go to get his train home.
He did.
Which is fair enough, partway through Undergang. And then our social batteries were done.
Yeah.
Exhausted.
We were good. I wanted to go to the after party, but I think I was like... I'm old now.
Yeah, I feel too old.
Big age of 23 and I can't be out after 10 p.m.
Well, then to be fair, we had to get the tube back, walk back to yours. Then I had an hour and a bit drive as well home afterwards. Yeah. So we decided, we'll leave it there. Because by the time we would have got up to the Roundhouse to see Triptychon, we would have seen like 10 minutes of them to then track back down to the station. It just wouldn't have been. It's a shame. Would have been really cool from what I saw on people's stories. It looked really, really good.
Yeah, it did.
But I was not ready to do that.
No. But it was a fun day.
Really, really fun day.
Like one of my favourite things that I've gone to.
Yeah, 100%.
It was just great vibes from start to finish.
Yeah.
So it's made me very excited for like anything else like that that's coming up.
Yeah.
You know, we've got Slayer. I mean, I don't know how many people we're going to know at Slayer in Cardiff, but we've got...
Cam's going... I'm pretty sure Cam's going to that one, so we'll probably see him. What's his name? Is it Ollie, who you met out in Canada, who now lives in... is it Plymouth?
He's going to that.
I believe he's going to that as well.
Oliver Cartwright. Yeah. Oh. See you there, mate.
So I'm fairly certain he's going.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he messaged me what we were doing, if we were going London or Cardiff.
Well, Finn's going. Molly's going. So it'll be a nice little group. And obviously anyone else who's going there, let us know because we want to hang out. But yeah, we got that. We got Tortured Demon with Muse of Waste, Death Angel, Zentrix.
Yeah.
That's coming up pretty soon.
June time, can't remember when specifically.
Yeah.
But...
Pretty quiet May though, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, apart from Incineration at the beginning of the month, we haven't got anything else.
Chilling until June, July is going to be busy.
Well, yeah, Municipal Waste. Then, like a week and a half later, we got Slayer.
Yeah,
maybe 2 weeks.
I got Slayer twice and the Sabbath, so that's busy.
And we got Bloodstock for a bit. I'll be there for the Sunday of Bloodstock.
Yeah, I've got the triple head of that. I've got Wacken for a week.
Yeah.
Then Bloodstock, then Dynamo. They're 3 weeks in a row. So that's gonna be knackering. But I'm excited. Incineration has pumped me for like actually leaving the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, nice. It was a really, really cool day.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to say everyone who came up to us, you know, whether it was me, Jack or Finn, you know, it's all really, really nice. And we just want to hang out with you guys as much as you might want to come and say hi to us. So, you know, please do it if you spot us, because like Jack was saying, you know, it wasn't long ago that we're all going to these things on our own.
Yeah.
And now that that's not the case, it's pretty great.
Yeah, really cool.
So, yeah, you don't have to buy us a pint like the scaffolder.
That was just very nice.
Yeah. So you don't, that's
no pressure. It's not like if you want to speak to us, you have to bring a pint first.
Yeah, a pint per 30 minutes. No, definitely not the case. But also, if you want to come and give us free patches like Overthrown, that is also very, very appreciated. But yeah, this was just going to be a quick episode to kind of go over what we did there. Whilst we still don't have Finn as well. So
he'll probably do a little merch haul next time he's here as well. So
Finn's going to do a solo episode.
Yeah, we'll make him sit in the middle of the sofa by himself.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That'd be the quietest episode ever.
Bless him.
Yeah. But yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
If there's anything you guys want us to talk about, we'll do a proper, longer Mosh Pit Council section. Yeah, next episode where we'll answer your questions. We've got a bunch that you guys have sent me that I've been making note of. So there's plenty to talk about already.
Yeah, it'd be good to get Finn's opinion on them as well.
So we'll save it for them. But any topics, any questions, send me a DM on Battlejackers London or an email. And yeah, any more patches, if anyone wants to donate them for the podcast jacket or ideas for the back patch.
Yeah,
we're pretty decided on what we're going to do on the back patch, but still open to ideas.
Floating a few ideas.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, give it a like, comment below, subscribe and all that. And yeah, I think that's about it from us this week. Cool.
Brilliant.
All right.
Cheers,
See
guys.
you next time.